Hello, hello, welcome in, welcome in. I am Marsha, and I'm one of the co-hosts here at The Spiritual View. We are a council of 7 light workers who've come in together in the spirit of service and community to bring you daily spiritual advice, along with down-to-earth practical wisdom to assist you along your spiritual journey. So if that sounds good to you, let's just jump right in. It is Monday. I love Mondays. And on Mondays, I like to bring you what I commonly refer to as like a weekly TAROTSCOPE. We're going to blend a little bit of the astrology coming in at us this week, along with some tarot. So before I do that, don't forget that later on today, Monday, we do go live at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And likewise, you can catch us at 6 p.m. Eastern on Friday for another live session. We have lots of fun conversation and lots of interaction with viewers in the chat. Yes, we do draw cards and answer specific questions for viewers in the chat. We look at their astrology, we look at their numerology, and give advice as we can. So, let's see. Let's talk about the astrology this week. Now, I'm going to pull my notes up here because I do think it's important to stay on track here. Let me zoom this down a bit. Okie dokie. So, 2 days really have caught my eye this week with regard to the transits, and that is going to be October the 22nd and October the 23rd. It would be a great time right now if you have your birth chart or can pull it up to do that and take a look at where these transits are happening for you. If you don't know how to do that, or if you want some help in doing that, there is a link in the description box below. All of the ladies on this channel each give personal readings, and we can blend astrology, tarot, Akashic records, like I said, numerology, many other modalities. So check that link out below if you're interested in diving in more. But let's see. So we're moving from Libra season into Scorpio season. You're going to feel that shift in the energy, and no matter where this is happening in your birth chart, whatever house that is for you, it is involving your relationships. So if you've been following along the last few weeks and tuning in, to the Monday tarot scopes, then you will know that the astrology and the tarot have both really been in sync, in that earlier in the month, we were clearing out karma with ourselves and clearing out karma then in the relationships out in the world. And if you'll recall, I mentioned in both of my last videos that any person or situation that came up in the last week to 10 days that triggered you or got a emotional response, that Mars action energy response out of you, then it was really a mirror of a past version of yourself, or a relationship struggle, or a mindset that you've had with yourself that you likely needed to break up with. And if you haven't done that yet, then this is really the last week where the energy of the astrology is going to be very supportive in making those final decisions. So let's talk a little bit more about October 22nd. We're going to see the sun there in the very last degrees of Libra come into a square with Pluto in Capricorn. And y'all, this is the 29th degree, both of the sun, the 29th degree before it heads over into Scorpio, and we've got Pluto still in Capricorn. Although stationing direct, it's still at that 29 degree at its most powerful. If you guys remember that sometime back in September, we had Venus make that same square, and then Mercury square that degree, which likely brought up some difficult conversations for you earlier this month. And now the sun squares Pluto there. So somehow intuitively what this is telling me is I feel like these squares are all tied together, and they're speaking to the ending of bigger things. Capricorn often deals, not often, Capricorn does deal those high degrees with world governments, world power, top-down structures, and things like that. So it speaks to the world stage, but this could also be happening in your personal life where there's an ending of a long-held family relationship, obligation, corporate commitments. It could also play out as being like a critical turning point in a legal matter, whether that's a personal or personally, nationally, globally legal situations, and some decisions, yeah, like I said, involving courts, that those decisions or cases that involve power or control, corruption, manipulation. Again, that 29 is a critical degree, and it is about an ending, right? Before we start the new season in the age of Aquarius. And like I said, it's happening, and we're also starting to see Venus coming into a square with Saturn, which I think really just further indicates that there's change on the horizon in relationships. It's critical, final degree, okay? Now, on the 23rd, what you're going to want to watch for this day, because Mars is hanging out pretty close to these degrees as well, and things in relationships, again, could be getting kicked up. We've got the moon meeting with Mars, and it's still involved in a square with the sun. And again, that's just bringing up the energy of removing something, some prior commitment, some prior relationship, from our life. And especially if those commitments or relationships have been heavy or toxic, or I mean, God forbid that you've been the victim of a crime or some kind of personal corruption, right? Also, because, you know, everyone individually and collectively, we're releasing that energy. Okay. This is the release of that before we move into the Scorpio season. And those relationships, I'm guessing that we're going to see out in the news a lot more revealed around scandals, and twists and turns regarding whether it's a sexual scandal. This could be major political or financial scandals, things like that, okay? Or it could also speak to unique and unusual. I kind of merged those words together. Partnerships or duos being formed, right? Especially if those partners and partnerships are coming together against toxic corruption and manipulation and things like that. So let me see. My last note here says that also on the 22nd, going into the 23rd, we see Mercury trining Saturn, which it can be a good aspect for communications, commitment, signing a contract or a lease, or committing to a new business deal. You know, Saturn is there creating a boundary when committing to something. And as you know, with Saturn, if you've done the work, then Saturn is your friend. So there may be a moment here where you feel like you have made the cut, the transition, and now you're ready to commit to something else. So, whew, that was a lot. I will pull signs at the end of the reading just for some advice for each of the zodiac signs. But what I want to do right now, I'm going to get a couple oracle cards from the Denise Lynn, the Sacred Traveler deck. I like to use this deck for our collective reading on Monday to kind of feel out what the oracle cards want to alert us to on our path this week. So how did everyone do with the full moon energy last week on the 17th? I had quite an amazing weekend and an amazing week. You know, this energy ebbs and flows for all of us in and out of our charts. And I have really been doing the work, and I feel like some things that I set into motion earlier this year have finally are starting to come into fruition. So I had I had some great interactions happen last week. I did get tripped up a couple times in personal relationships, as we all tend to do, shone that light directly right back onto myself, and was just reminded that it's for my benefit. It's simply for my benefit. And when I take that mindset on, no matter what I see or what's coming my way, I can feel every cell and molecule in my body come into immediate balance. So, and that comes from a belief. I truly believe that even adversity is for my benefit. And when I take the time to nurture my heart and remind myself of that, it makes it all okay. So hopefully there's a nugget of wisdom that you can take that. Somebody needs to hear that this week. I just feel that. So, oh yes, the Phoenix rising transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. Again, the astrology is absolutely confirming that in what I just told you. Working with the energies of the 22nd and the 23rd this week, it is the final burning out of those old embers, the ashes, and the transformation is here. I have double chills up and down. Oh, I love that energy. I love that for us this week. Answering the call. The time is now. Let me pull that up there. Take a good look at that. That door is flung open. The wind is just blowing her hair. You can feel the winds of change have flung open the door. You are to step out this week. The time is now. If you are on this channel, you have a mission and purpose in life that involves a spiritual endeavor. And if that's just in your micro little world, in just your little family unit, you are healing someone. Your experience and answering the call to share that with others. Wow. Underneath, journey by moonlight. Believe in magic, serendipity. This is my Jupiter card. I love this. You will hear me talk all the time that when I am out in the world, especially if I'm doing a meditative walk out in nature, I am actively seeking and finding confirmation of the beauty and magic of the universe all around me. And with that full moon, we are still traveling in that energy as now it's dissipating, but continue to travel by moonlight. To me, that also speaks by traveling with your intuition. It is a journey of your intuition. Last Friday, we did a deep dive on the topic of tarot, and Don very astutely pointed out that no matter what what philosophy you study is what I'm trying to say, or what tradition brought you to metaphysical endeavors, especially in the tarot, it it has evolved to an intuitive practice, okay? And it can help you in your everyday life. So traveling by our intuition this week, hearing the call to transform. I love it. Let's see, what deck do I want to use this week? I'm going to go back with my trusty little Lucid Dream deck. It is one of my absolute favorites. I think mostly because it's so tiny. Sometimes shuffling those big cards, it's hard to keep them in check. Well, now the little one is going to argue with me. So like I said, I'm going to pull a think what I want to do, I'm going to play around with the Monday. You guys let me know what you prefer. This week, I'm going to do a Celtic cross for the collective, and then I'm going to pull one card for advice for each of the zodiac signs. Next week, I'm going to change it up a little bit and maybe pull some cards for each day of the week. Let's see what we like better as we go forward. And I may just toggle back and forth between those two, but that's really what I'm feeling called to do today. So let's lay out the cards here, and then I'm going to talk about them with you. Oh, hello, collective. Nice, nice. Leaving that crap behind. Okay. Persevere, got it. Changing of the world, 10 of cups and the outcome. We're going to take this underneath first with the Emperor. Well, okay, that big full moon in Aries we just had, I feel like that really led to some people making final cuts. This could be about, with father figures, control issues, but since it's coming up underneath, this is something that we don't see coming. This could be that, let's put it this way, it's about, the death card follows that. So it's about big changes regarding divine masculine or structure and authority. That does not surprise me. Leading towards, I'm going to take this one too. These are all major arcana. Can't not take them. They're just staring at me. Leading to the sun, leading to, this is Leo energy. This is pure positive joy, confidence, and it's faded energy. It's coming in at a time, these karmic changes. And this speaks to the turning point of luck in your favor. This is a good luck card. So underneath, in what we don't see coming, any structure or things that are actively trying to leave your life or break away are, again, as I mentioned, only for your benefit. You have to remember that. It will keep you in balance as these karmic changes and the wheel of fortune is just turning. So we've talked a lot about staying grounded, but I think just the simple mantra of it really is for my benefit takes the pressure away of reacting to it or seeing it veiled in a negative way. So collective, how we are showing up this week is the Empress, Emperor and Empress, but it feels like there's a death and transformation to that divine masculine, in favor of the divine feminine. Hallelujah. So coming in as divine feminine energy, as I mentioned, just pure, abundant, fertile energy, clarified by victory and public success. So remember how I talked about this energy of astrology tearing down any kind of overbearing, top-down toxic structures in favor of the divine feminine energy. The opportunity this week is for compassion. So let me remind you that any kind of victory, if your energy behind it still has vitriol, hate, fear, any of that mixed, it's not a victory. Collectively, we're heading into new earth, and the only way to get there with people who are not yet on our path, who are triggering, who is to show them compassion. We don't have to agree on everything, but I have to have compassion for you still. So that's where our opportunity is this week, to stay in the flow of viewing things through a compassionate lens. And what's underneath here? What's at the root of this? We just talked about this. There has been betrayal. There is deception. Somebody has gotten away with something for quite a long time. That is done. Judgment is here and the veil is lifted. People are not only just having an inner calling that there's something more, but the final decisions out in the world, okay? And as we've heard many times, it is the Great Awakening on so many levels, whether it's corruption in media, in politics, in banking, in religion, in our personal neighborhood, in our jobs, in our family units. Everybody is searching for their truth. And that is going to be different for everybody. The moon is illuminating that. Again, I'm going back to the intuition. This is a Pisces ruled card, and you can't get there without feeling your way there. You can't get there without feeling. This is no longer the mind and Mercury. This is a heart journey, a heart-centered journey. Oh my gosh, I just had chills on that again. I keep seeing, and it keeps coming up in print, you know, so outside of the algorithm, if you will, but this heart-centered, heart-centric opportunity that is here before all of us. What's immediately in front of us? We have the Strength card. Well, divine energy coming in from the crown chakra. So this card speaks to me of not just inner strength. I think that is a very surface level kind of initial intuitive response when you see this card, the taming of the beast, being gentle despite this kind of dangerous or that dichotomy there is, you know, the gentle and the aggressive, how those kind of play back and forth with each other, like volcanic tenderness. Can those coexist in the same sentence? That's what I think of when I see this Strength card. Wow, volcanic tenderness. That really speaks to me. But this is also about service and soothing the beast as well. Having that inner stillness so that it influences whatever is aggressive out into the world, right? With that Mars energy, you have to be that silent, persuasive, just energy, okay? And how you are showing up out into the world is the Seven of Wands. I love that. We have been doing our work, getting rooted. We are standing our ground, protecting the territory we've kind of taken back in the Libra season, the territory of I'm not going to have that mindset with myself anymore. And flowing from that is now people out in the world can't treat me that way anymore. And there's a little bit of an adjustment period, right? Where people are like, wait, you've always shown up in my life this way. And why can't you still show up and be that crutch, that anchor, that codependent, that narcissistic, whatever that role you were playing? Why can't you be that anymore? No. You've seen it, you've seen your cycles, right? You've called your own BS. You saw the cycles then and how that spun out into the relationships, the next degree around you, and so on and so forth. So the energy around you that you may not be aware of is Four of Swords. And I love this. It speaks to healing. resting and healing of the thoughts, toning down. I know we've been getting a lot of Nine of Swords, 10, Nine of Swords especially, I know has been coming up a lot in reading. So to have this come in on this Monday, just feeling at peace, self-protection, we can now kind of relax and contemplate, because in the hopes and fears, you know it, this underneath, whether we see it or not, it's the world is changing, y'all. Astrology speaks to it. All of the big outer planets are going to be changing signs over the course of the next 6 months. And everything that we know in life likely will, not likely, it is going to shift. We're moving into the age of Aquarius, so it is about mindsets and quickly changing. You know, Capricorn is slow and trotting along, and just this, you know, it takes a long time sometimes to make progress. That's not going to be that way anymore. So in the hopes and fears, like I said, we talked about stage, world travel, an evolution in that, something completing with hopefully a sense of fulfillment. The outcome. Family structures, but not in a it doesn't have to be in a toxic, terrible way, is what I'm trying to get at as I'm pointing my finger. It's in that there is a sense of fulfillment, that you have stepped into your destiny, wishes have been fulfilled, and you are moving on from this with rainbow blessings. Wow, that is a really fantastic general read. Spiritual view, thank you for showing up and co-creating this energy with us. That's a reading I would love to see every Monday morning, which tells me that our energy together is flowing back and forth. We are collectively being compassionate, and it's flowing back to us. So as I said, I'm going to grab a different deck here. This is the Barbara Moore deck. And what I want to do is, I'm thinking, do I want to pull a tarot card for advice for each of the signs, or do I want to pull, I think I want to pull an oracle card for each of you. I'm going to pull sacred symbol oracle card for each of the 12 signs as we go around. Let me give these a shuffle. This is, like I said, the sacred symbols oracle deck for divination and meditation. So it is my specific intent that the messages that need to be heard will be received clearly by you. This symbol is for you to meditate on as the week progresses. As you see it come into your purview out into the world, you hear the reference. I just got a little giggle because I think of it sometimes as a little game I played with my kiddos and their vocabulary words. When you heard it, you had to snap 3 times. So what I might suggest is, if your symbol comes up, you see a horseshoe come up, give yourself 3 snaps. Or if you hear the word lucky come up, right? We've had that Wheel of Fortune card underneath. This is a 47 card, just caught our attention. I love that. If you're in the crypto markets, hold on to your hats. It's about to go wild. I don't know why I felt to say that, but I did. Okay, last shuffle. Let's go around the zodiac, starting with Aries. Guides. All right, Aries. You're going to be on the lookout this week for the number 7. You're also going to be looking out for distinct messages from your guides. I feel like they could come in water, in and around water. If you notice ripples in a water, they catch your attention. I want you to stop. What are you thinking about at that moment? Did you just have an intuitive hit? Did you hear a whisper of something? Your guides are there. Okay, next up is Taurus. Taurus, you have the number 1 with protection. I just got the idea of little skewers roasting marshmallows. I don't know if you have plans to do that this week, but if you sit around a campfire with someone this week, there could be a need for protection. But what I'm hearing is your guides are telling you that there could be a conversation. See how the people are gathered around the circle? Could be a conversation this week. Let it come. You're protected. Yeah, something could be revealed. So be on the lookout for the number 1 and gathering around several people or in a circle that way. Don't shy away from it. You're protected is what I'm hearing. Okay, next up, Gemini. Let's see what we've got for you, Gemini. Jealousy. Listen, this is the 23 card. This is 5. We talk about 5 beings all about change. We are replacing the word change with growth. So if somebody's given you that side eye, feeling some jealousy energy, it's a mirror. Okay, that's likely a trigger. So go inside first. Is there something within you that is harboring some jealousy? I hate to call you out on it, Gemini, but that very well could be happening. I want you to get one of those evil eye charms and work with it this week, is what I'm hearing. When you see the number 5, you feel the pinch of a jealous moment, whether it's coming up in you or directed at you. I want you to just stop and encourage you to, what are you feeling in that moment? Try to see if that feeling is what memory it's conjuring up for you, and see if you can do that healing work this week. Gemini. Okay, let's see. Cancer, what do you get? Cancer gets good fortune this week. Look at that. Look at that moon dripping with good fortune. This symbol, I want to look this up. This is a specific symbol I want you to look for this week. Your number there's the 13. So be on the lookout for a number 13 this week. It does reduce to a 4, okay? So you can take it for that as well. Let me, oh, I've got the wrong book. Bear with me. Let me get this one out. Here we go. The 13, it's a pagan magical symbol for blessings. So if you're at some maybe Renaissance festival in a metaphysical shop and you see this symbol on a t-shirt out somewhere, stop what you're doing and have a moment with your guides. They're bringing you a message of good fortune in that moment. I love that. Okay, who's up next? Leo, you are up next. Stormy. Leo, what is up with that? This is a 21 card. Okay, that also reduces to a 3. So Leo, intuitively, I feel like you have probably reared your head with regard to relationships and set down some boundaries, excuse me. Let's see, Leo, this Scorpio, so the sun moving into Scorpio, I believe that's going to affect your 6th house, if that's right. So health and service is the 6th house. Could be something happening with that. Pay attention there, okay? Health and service. I wonder if something isn't going on with regard to your health. Come back and let me know. Let me know. But regardless, as I mentioned from the very get-go, whatever it is that's stormy, that's kicking up, those waves are moving you on to a better place for your benefit, right? Okay, after Leo, we have Virgo, and Virgo. Well, hello, new moon. We do have a new moon coming up on October the 2nd. It is a lovely new moon. Oh my gosh, my brain just liquefied. I'll have to look up what sign it's in. But Virgo, so Virgo, this is the 45 card, reduces to a 9. I do believe that is the Hermit, which is ruled by Virgo. So this is your card. Virgo, you're going to be in your element this week. That Scorpio ingress is going to be happening in your 5th house of joy and creativity and children. Really embrace the new moon energy coming up. I feel like that's going to be important for you. Your guides are pointing you to using this period as kind of the introspection period as to what you want to manifest with that new moon coming up. I said October, I mean November. I'm sorry. There's a new moon coming up in that first week of November. And I feel like this is the preparatory period for honing in on what you want to manifest. So go inward as much as you can this week, and your guides are telling you to look forward to that and get your manifestations ready. I love that. Libra, stepping into some power there, Libra. 46 card, that reduces to a 10. 10s are end of cycles, right? So it doesn't surprise me the sun moving out of Libra season maybe feel like your personal power is dissipating a little, but your guides are saying, no, 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 you're in fact just stepping into your power. So Libra, wow, you've had a go of it with the South Node there for quite some time, letting go of all kinds of mindsets and relationships and things that didn't serve you. And I think really as we close out this year, you will be stepping into more of your full power, Libra. So this reminds me of like a looking glass. Sleeping Beauty, or mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the faintest of them all? And then so but what I also see here is kind of a Taurus symbol, a symbol of strength, beauty, luxury. Both you and Taurus are ruled by Venus. So although this isn't really a time for beauty procedures, what I'm hearing is there's still a lot of inner beautification happening for you in this time as the South Node closes out and changes signs next year. Look for interesting mirrors that have unique or interesting frames, if that pops into your purview this week. Moon, that's what I was going to say. This is also the way this comes down like this. I want you to think of that half moon on the High Priestess. Okay. Your intuition is going to continue to guide you. And fill you with magic, because I just got crystal ball in the middle there as well. Libra, there are some very many layers to this power card for you that you're still kind of peeling back. So go slow and be nice to yourself this week. Okay, Scorpio, home. Here we come, marching into Scorpio season. Also a 10 card. I love that. It looked like 4 people coming together there, folding of envelopes together, some agreement in the home, perhaps. I just got those little things. You remember those toys that we used to play with, those little, oh, they're little paper. I don't even know what they're called, but you'd write a question and flip it over and have the answer. That's what I'm seeing here. So many choices for you, Scorpio, as the sun heads into your sign in and around the home, right? Wow. be on the lookout for, I'm getting like some kind of origami. You may have some or see that this week. Interesting. Okay. Saggy, I love it. Full moon. So Saggy, still looking ahead towards the next full moon, perhaps. This is a 29 card. This is an 11 card. I'm feeling, look for moments where you're feeling fulfilled in the full moon. Stop and have a moment of gratitude for the fulfillment of something that's happened. I'm hearing from my guides. Be on the lookout for the number 11. Look at your chart as to where that next full moon in November is happening for you. That's going to be important. It does, it'll be the run up to Sagittarius season. So I'm hearing that that's another time of great release for you, Sagittarius, so that you can go into your birthday season really enlightened and lightened in general. I love that. Okay, Cappy, knowledge. Wow, Capricorn, 34 card reduces to a 7. So you're going to be watching for 34 and or 7 this week. And look at that open book. Capricorn, Pluto going through your sign for the last 15 years. You hold the book of knowledge. You've been schooled, babies. It's the end of that cycle for you. Pat yourself on the back for the hard work, the arduous transit that is now coming to an end. But be on the lookout for new books that are suggested to you this week. Maybe a change of interest. Or I'm also hearing opportunities, because this is a 7. It's a divinely guided card. Opportunities for you to learn new or take in new learning opportunities. Gain new knowledge from your guides. Wow. And you might be channeling and journaling. That might be big for you this week, Cappy. Let me know. I'd be very interested. Okay, Aquarius, you get that lucky card. Yes, this is the 47. You're going to look for the number 47. You're also going to be on the lookout for the number 11. Obviously, I didn't mention on the other cards, but the colors are certainly important and have emphasis and meaning. The sign of a horseshoe, even the word lucky. I'm Aquarius rising, so I got to do it. Pisces, last but never least. Hello, Pisces. I love this for you. The friendship card. This is a 17 that reduces to an 8. That lemonscape. Oh, bringing this beautiful balanced energy. You're going to be on the lookout for upward facing arrows. I just heard upward, onward, leading with balance. I don't know why I said leading, but yeah, I think arrows remind me of leading into new friendships, perhaps. That could be closing out older social obligations or networks or things like that, bringing in new. Wow, Pisces, I love that for you. Okay, everyone underneath, I want to say that I'm going to take it for the collective psychic. Our guides are letting us all know we do have psychic powers. This is a 48 card. We can move that down to a 12 and further move that down to a 3. We have the union of 2 rings there. As above, so below. Do not discount the messages that are coming to you this week, asking you to answer the call into your life purpose, into your mission. into taking better care of yourself in relationships, right? On the job, in all ways. So I hope that was helpful. Anything I want to say in wrapping up? Oh yeah, like the video. If you've made it this far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us know that you resonate with what we're doing here. And I hope to see everybody back here today at 10 a.m. for the live with the rest of the ladies. And get there early, get your questions in the queue so we can pull cards for you. Okay. Until then, y'all, bye-bye.